Speaking of trash ass shit.
Period. Period. Are you kidding me? Period. Period. Why you are so annoying?
Why must our people be so dumb?
Oh my God. I don't even know where to start with it. Like, just watch the damn podcast. That's what we need. Come on. We need a behind the scenes. We need a bloopers.
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 I feel like Jazz might have said we should post bloopers before.
Oh, shit. We should post bloopers. Because the amount of times we be stopping to read. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyways.
Hello, everybody.
What's going on, Club Culture? The pod.
Okay, energy.
Okay. What's going on, y'all?
Welcome to episode 11. Episode 12. See, you fucking me up.
Episode 12. It's episode 12. Welcome back.
If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Ding.
And if you're tuning in on your favorite streaming platform, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Yes. Why y'all don't be talking to us on YouTube? Like, what's up with y'all? We be getting like a good...
I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I can't remember if I pressed the record button on the camera.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to get up to make sure.
I think we did. I think I did.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. What you saying?
You embarrassing us right now.
Sorry.
We just got a good compliment today, and you fucking us up.
I'm sorry. Okay, that's my fault. You know how like you'll be in the car, you psych yourself out, you like, did I lock the front door?
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, because I would have been on that with your ass if we did all of this and it wasn't never pressed play.
I felt like I did it, but I just couldn't remember, and I didn't want to record the whole thing. Then if we recorded the whole thing and we only had audio, you would have been even more pissed. So you better be lucky I said something. Okay, anyway, back to the scheduled program. What was you saying?
Why y'all don't be talking to us on YouTube?
Period.
It'd be like 50 to 60 of y'all every episode. Period. And y'all don't be saying a lick of a thing to us, but on the Instagram, y'all be going crazy.
Maybe we got to start interacting in the comments on the YouTube.
So we just gonna be like, hey, y'all, talk to us, and nobody commented after?
Don't talk to us, but like, don't say, hey, y'all, talk to us, but like, hey, y'all, we're lonely. No, but just be like, maybe we could start conversations in the comments. Like,
I thought us posting the episodes on YouTube would be a conversation starter, and they talk about the conversation we was having in the comments. But obviously, motherfuckers,
they a little dry.
They're a little dry. Y'all a little boring.
Okay, got it. Maybe we could come up with a question to ask them, though. Like, okay. And actually put it in the comments. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, say, if the topic is, like, you know how last episode we talked about people that come on trips that don't have no money.
Yeah. So
we could say, have you ever been on a trip with people that didn't have money? Or have you ever gone on a trip and didn't have the money? Like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And state their experience.
Okay. Well, we'll say it on the pod and we'll also type it, though.
Right.
Just in case motherfuckers wasn't really listening.
And then at that point, if you don't say nothing,
y'all don't like us for real. Y'all just be tuning in to be like, ooh, Lizzie, your locks short, and then leave.
Oh, I'm not bald head though.
Compared to the
what's that pastor do to that girl? You saw that video? Oh, that pastor, he ripped up down her head.
Why he do that? Why he do that to that girl and then try to say that girl was trying to fight his wife and his daughter?
Girl, this the second incident within like a few months.
That man needs to not be a pastor.
And he got on, they said he had on a designer suit, but it wasn't nobody in the congregation. So how he afford it?
Gee, it was like 12 people. And when you look at it, it's only, that church can only fit like 20 people. It had 20 chairs.
He snatched her up out of head.
He said,
she said it was her saying her heavenly language for me though.
Huh?
She said I was speaking in my heavenly language.
Oh, okay.
Girl, just say you speak in tongues and move on. She said some my heavenly language.
If y'all don't know what we talking about, the same pastor that we were talking about a couple episodes ago with him being robbed
At the church.
during service, he also had another incident where he said a woman that was at his last service was trying to attack his first lady and his daughter.
Yeah.
But then the video came out of the
From
service.
both angles.
And the man was dragged the girl
Ripped
out
her.
the damn church.
By her hair.
And we really couldn't hear exactly what she was saying, but Buddy ass took her ass like security and hood. He said, "Go on, you demon."
Literally.
I rebuke you.
Somebody, please.
Shit be crazy as hell in the church. Speaking of that, it's a movie that just came out with Regina Hall. Hunk for Jesus. It's called Hunk for Jesus.
That is not the name of the movie.
Yes, it is. It's called Hunk for Jesus.
It's called Hunk for Jesus.
And she's the first lady in it.
Regina Hall
Yeah.
is the first lady in the movie called Hunk for Jesus.
Yes.
Oh, this
It
is
just
already
came out.
This already sounds low budget and embarrassing.
No, it's
Who
actually
made
getting a
this?
lot of good. I don't know who made it. I think Regina Hall's production company might have got them. She might have picked the movie up from
Hunk
somebody
for
that wrote
Jesus. Okay.
I'm going to check it out because I've been watching.
It's supposed to be in theaters or it's going to be on.
No, it's already been out. Like it's been out for like a week or something now.
in theaters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we should go see it together. They said it's good.
Hunk for Jesus.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad movies,
What?
have you watched Ludacris and Queen Latifah?
Yes. Bro.
I forget what the name of it is. What is it called?
We can look that up.
I forget what it's called.
It's a
but
Netflix original movie.
It is. I'm like, Queen Latifah, are you serious? Did you really do that? Did you really go out there by yourself?
Gee, I feel like they might have hired her, Ludacris, just to have big names attached to the movie.
And said, come play this role. We
And
need
didn't
y'all.
let them really know what the movie was about until they already signed their contract. Because ain't no way she really said, yeah, I love this script. This
And
is
I'm
going to
gonna
be a
do
good
it.
movie.
Right.
Like, no, you can't be serious, Queen.
They just need a big name people.
Yeah, they just need a
said,
big
okay.
name, get motherfuckers to want to actually click on it, watch it, get them some streams for it, and then boom, that's it. I'm like, gee, first of all, how is the villain in the movie an old grandpa and an old grandma, and they toting shotguns and shit, and this man is a kingpin. He is a kingpin drug lord. First of all,
let's go get him.
Buddy is a sheriff. He's a sheriff and he's a kingpin. And that motherfucker was running the whole operation by himself.
Spoiler alert. Tamaya is spoiling the movie.
I wouldn't waste my time watching it. So I might as well tell y'all. Okay.
Is it coming up?
Yeah, it's coming up. It's called Queen Latifah. It's called End of the Road.
Oh, okay.
So End of the Road on Netflix.
On Netflix. It should have been on YouTube.
It should have been on Tubi.
Literally.
It should have been on Tubi.
It should have been on freemovies.com.
Yes.
Because it's giving really low budget. Really low budget.
It wasn't even low budget. It was just a bad script.
Yeah.
It was just not
like
good
the quality,
acting.
The quality of the movie wasn't terrible.
No, it
like
was
it
bad
actually
acting,
looked good, but
a bad script, a bad storyline.
Okay.
Everything was
we
bad.
can go with that. We can go with that. But okay, Hunk for Jesus.
Ludacris was like this.
Regina Hall.
I really wanted the money. I'm like, bro, your acting is terrible right now.
I feel like Ludacris in anything other than Fast and Furious has been bad anyway.
Man, that shit was trash.
He need to just stick with Fast and Furious. Just stick with the boys. Please, stick with Fast and Furious.
Bruh, okay.
But all right, y'all.
We get into the pod.
Let's get into the pod.
Whew, so, speaking of trash ass shit.
Period.
Period.
Are you kidding me? Period. Period. Why you are so annoying?
Why? Why must our people be so dumb?
Oh my God. I don't even know where to start with it. Like, this girl, so if you're on TikTok, I'm pretty sure you've seen it by now. She's white.
Yeah.
This white girl, mayonnaise, they call them sometimes. Ooh. This white woman, she got on TikTok with like an appearance that a black woman typically would have sometimes.
Yeah.
The weave, the lashes, whatever. And she's singing this song, period I, period like steady repeating it.
Yeah, she's just repeating period I, period to a beat.
Yeah. And so later on, she did come out with like a longer version of the song.
Okay.
But initially, that TikTok, like people were taking it and like
doing their own freestyles to it.
Yeah. Like before she would say period I, and then after, it was just stupid.
They'll do a freestyling in the blank space between her doing her little whatever that was. And niggas really got her to go viral off of that shit because they keep stitching her video, duetting her video. And so the girl got a management deal, I think, now.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to talk directly to our people. Whoever watches the pod, we truly appreciate you. And we would love for you all to spread this same message if you believe in it. But why the fuck, heavy on why, do we make certain people famous,
right,
knowing the power that we have behind pop culture? How many people can actually sing rap that look just like us, that are not famous but live right next door to us,
and
we have never pushed them?
Right. And some people will argue and say, well, oh, it's just a fun thing to do on social media. Da, 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 da. Well, okay, fine. But like, we've seen it too many times where the white people have taken something and they get all the credit for it. They get all the accolades for it. But like, it would period would not be what it was if black people
if
didn't
a black girl that
there.
looked just like what she's trying to mock was to do that wouldn't get no shares. But because a white lady, girl, I don't know her age, put on some braids or whatever she put on her head.
She had some body wave, I think, hair, like some weave or something.
She put that shit in. She put some fake big ass lashes on and did that shit. And y'all ate that shit the fuck up.
Ate it right up. But you know what it reminded me of when I saw it though?
What?
I was like, I kind of feel like this is what that robot would have turned into.
Mecca. FM Mecca.
Yeah, okay, so if y'all don't know what we're talking about, the record label, it was a record label that
Capitol Records, the AI rapper.
They released like this fake robot
artificial
person or whatever that was supposed to be a rapper. Well, it got shut down. So I feel like that girl kind of like resembles what that rapper kind of would have turned into.
Yeah.
It's like a mockery.
Yeah, it's a mockery of us.
Needless to say, I wish people would stop, black people specifically, would stop giving white people the power to take something.
Continue to capitalize off of what they degrade us about.
Yeah.
It just don't make any sense to me.
Period. Period.
And it wasn't even just us. It was celebrities duetting the shit, doing their verse on it.
Right. Now I ain't gonna lie. One verse was fire.
It was some decent verses, but that's besides the point.
Cause her song wouldn't have like. I feel like if people wasn't duetting it, she wouldn't have got.
No,
she wouldn't.
It would have not at all.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes the people that sign these people, they do that shit on purpose.
Yeah.
So that we can have these conversations, get mad at our people, further divide ourselves. I feel like it's just not. They don't see no fucking value in that girl.
Right. And I don't know if she makes music outside of that song. I don't know. I'm not that invested in trying to find out either.
Yeah.
But how do you hand somebody a record label deal off of that?
I don't know what they saw.
There's way more talent out here than that. It's sick, Tamaya. It's sick.
It's sick. We done with that one.
Period. Period.
Do better. Okay?
Please do better.
Please.
But
if y'all gonna make somebody famous, make club culture famous.
Period.
Fuck is you talking about?
Period. Period. Okay. Period. Make us famous. Okay. Period. But
all
anyway.
Right. On to the next hot topic.
Well.
Your boy.
He not my boy.
No, you might as well say he your boy since you want to come at Meg to her to stop talking about it.
No, he is not my boy. Now, I will say Tory used to make some hidden music, and I'm so sad that he makes the poor decisions that he makes. I'm sad about it. I'm sad, but he is not my boy by any stretch of the imagination.
But you telling Meg to suppress her
I'm not
telling her
telling Meg to
sides,
suppress
expressing
anything.
herself about
I'm
the
just
shit.
saying. First of all, the case has taken 3,000 decades at this point.
That ain't her fault.
Maybe it's not her fault. Okay, fine. But okay, we've heard it. We've heard what happened.
Yeah.
And until we can get further answers and details to what's going on, I just rather us not keep bringing it up. Because like we still are not going to get any more answers to.
We're not going to get it,
questions.
but we can find
so
solace in things because the dude continues to incriminate himself.
Okay. Let him continue to incriminate himself.
So if y'all don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about Tory Lanez and his recent attack on August Alsina.
Who is also going blind.
Going blind, just recently overcame being
A lot
paralyzed.
A lot
of sickness. And everyone should know that. It's like very much
Public
been his
information.
story for years now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, long story short, they were both doing the same concert. And behind the stage of that concert, backstage, they August Alsina and Tory Lanez, they saw each other walking past each other. Tory Lanez wanted to shake up with Buddy. August Alsina walked past himself and was like, "Nah, I'm good on you," type shit. Tory Lanez didn't like that, and so him and his bodyguards came and beat up August Alsina. August Alsina said that the reason why I ain't show Buddy any respect is because he was talking about my business online regarding the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett entanglement. And so he said, basically, why the fuck do I need to show you respect and you talking shit about what I had going on? Ain't got nothing to do with you, so I don't respect you. Why am I saying hi to you?
Right.
And so he didn't say hi, and Buddy didn't like that.
Right.
So Buddy beat his ass.
Right.
With his other security guards. And so what I really wanted us to dive into was, why did it take for that to happen for people to suddenly like feel like maybe Meg ain't lying? Maybe there is something wrong with Tory Lanez when he has a past, a violent past. And I don't know, maybe people aren't always into the media like I am, but I feel like when that shit happened with Meg, if y'all did all this investigation, followed all the shit that was happening on social media, why you never actually did real investigation outside of what they were giving you to see why this could possibly be true or why this possibly could not be true? The shit is on YouTube of him checking, him having an argument with Travis Scott and almost fighting. He telling Travis Scott like, "Shit, G, you own some shit. Let's go fight."
I've never seen a small person want to fight so much.
That's that. Another altercation he had was like 3 years ago with this underground rapper named Dex. And Dex had put a diss record out about Tory Lanez because Tory Lanez had called out all rappers and said, "I'm the best rapper alive. If you think you better, then come at me." So
I wouldn't even qualify Tory as a rapper.
But he was trying to prove himself as a rapper because he came out with Say Yes, and that was like a singy song. So he was trying to prove himself as an MC. So he said that shit, and motherfuckers was replying to him with diss records. And so out of all the people, he wanted to target Dex. So he put up on Dex while Dex was doing a show one night, and he had his security guards beat him up. And they chased him outside, and then he did a video recording Dex telling him to apologize for the diss record. And Dex was being more mature about it. And he just said, "Yeah, man, whatever. I'm sorry." And so, boom. I'm just like, you have two examples of him being violent. The one with Dex is pretty close to the August Alsina one. And then you have the Meg situation. And then you have this now. And he also had a beef with Eric Bellinger that was weird. So it's like, why I ain't never fucking believe that nigga probably could have shot Meg and she was just lying?
I don't know why people didn't believe it. I don't think I ever didn't believe that the situation went down.
Yeah.
I think that people just wanted more details. Well, I know I wanted more details because it's just like, what the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like maybe that's why people felt like it didn't happen, because she didn't state more details. There wasn't like a video. Like with August, there's a video.
Yeah.
With the Travis video we watched. There's a video of him being like very aggressive.
Yeah.
And so like there's no, I don't know if there's footage. Maybe there is footage and they can't release it because of court or whatever. But I feel like people are looking for proof. And a lot of times I feel like if you can't prove proof, like if you can't present any proof, people be like, oh, no, you lying.
I feel like Meg gave as much proof as she could with what she had.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there was video of the actual shooting, but there was video of her and them getting put over the cops and she dragging her leg to get to them. So like obviously something happened to her foot.
Right.
You just didn't get actual video of him shooting her.
Right.
And so instead of coming out, she lying. You could have just been in the middle like,
I don't know.
I don't know, but something did happen.
Right.
But instead, like, that bitch lying, she, like, I don't even get how you can choose a side.
Right.
When there's not enough information there. And if you gonna choose a side, I would rather choose Meg's side because of his past.
Right.
My opinion.
So if he didn't have a past, though, you would just...
I wouldn't be convinced that he did it.
Oh, you wouldn't be convinced?
No.
Okay.
That's what court do. Like, they bring up your consistent behaviors because it would make sense. Now, if a person never did anything violent, that would be a first offense.
Right.
And it would be like, all right, we just gonna give you a slap on the wrist because you never did it before. But...
So I think LAPD is, like, looking into the incident with August Alsina.
Yeah.
I hope he...
The shit that Fame do to people is disgusting.
Is it Fame or is it... I really think that Tory, at this point, he suffers from little person syndrome.
That could be it also with
and
Fame.
Always wanted to feel, like, big. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to have... Because August called his ass a leprechaun, and I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like some people just always want to prove a point because they're so tiny and they probably feel tiny.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, to show that I'm more man than you, let's go. Let's fight. It's like, why do you have to fight all the time? And I've never seen somebody that comes to another country and wants to fight so fucking bad. Take that shit back to Canada.
I don't know what Tory life was like in Canada, but maybe he wasn't big dog, though.
He probably wasn't. He probably was not. But, like, I've never, like, normally people just come to somebody else's country and sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And just, like, be their normal self.
Yeah.
And just continue their life, you know, live the dream however they want to do it, blah, blah, blah. But to come to another country and make all this ruckus, what are you doing? Do you want them to tell you that you can't live here anymore? Because what's wrong with you? He has to have little person syndrome.
No, I'm with you on that. But I think adding Fame into the mix just enlarges that syndrome that he has. Because now you got people that actually do fuck with you.
Right.
They like your music.
You know what I'm sad to say?
What?
Chris gave Tory a shout out on Instagram, maybe a couple weeks ago.
Why?
Because why do you look disgusted? Why do you look disgusted?
Because I feel like Chris Brown be trying to make a point sometimes with his past. Like how the media didn't forgive him. And so he be trying to be forgiving.
Okay,
to the people.
Okay. Not too much on my boy Chris. Not too much.
Gee.
Not too much.
It's something to consider.
I'ma just tell you what the post was about.
Go ahead.
He was just basically saying like Tory has been a friend since for a long time. He's been a brother.
As he should. You got to do whatever you can to get where you want to go.
But that saddens me because I am sad that Chris is supporting someone who is in this type of mixture with his behavior. Yeah. Because Chris is in a position that he don't need no other mess. Yeah. He don't need nothing. Yeah. So why I get maybe being friends with him behind closed doors and not public, like making it public that y'all fuck with each other. Yeah. But to make it public and you already know how people feel about you. Yeah. It's like, okay, are you sane? Do you not get that you are like almost adding flame? You're adding like fire to
your image already. Like you're not helping it.
Yeah, you're not helping it. You're not helping it at all.
Maybe Tory Lanez got him in a trance. Because I think Tory Lanez is a narcissist. I think that a thing that narcissists are good at.
We don't want to get beat up.
That didn't come from me. That didn't come from me. I might have a gun with me. You not finna just shoot me in my foot.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know, G. I think when I was following the Eric Bellinger and Tory Lanez beef, he was just blatantly lying in interviews. Yeah. because I don't know if you know anything about the beef, but he basically did a song with Eric Bellinger. Eric Bellinger had reached out to him for a song. Tory Lanez said like, all right, whatever. And so I guess a song or something later that Tory Lanez put out, he was saying this gonna be your favorite song. And you know that's Eric Bellinger
right.
shit.
It's gonna be your favorite song.
Exactly. So he stole Eric Bellinger's tag.
Right.
And so Eric Bellinger didn't know about it until the fans was saying like, hey,
this is right.
So he was like, all right. But then he said he put out like another song and he said it again. So he like, all right, that's not a coincidence. Buddy ass might be jocking my shit. And so he did a video.
I actually heard that in one of Tory's songs before, actually.
Yeah.
It's on like the newer album.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that then. Because I thought he stopped doing it.
We gonna look into it.
Okay.
We gonna look into it.
Some more of the story, and all his interviews the people were asking him that question because people know Eric Bellinger. They're like, that's a real big thing, and it kind of seems like you're not really trying to give it much of attention, so I'm finna ask you. Right. And he was just like, man, nobody tripping over that Cisco looking ass nigga.
He said that about Eric
yeah, because Eric Bellinger had like blonde hair at the time, type shit. He was like, that shit ain't. I ain't stealing that nigga shit. That nigga ain't nobody. He just wants some clout, and I got clout at the moment. Type shit. I'm just like, gee, you taking this man's shit. Like, why are you lying?
Something is obviously wrong with him.
Yes, something is wrong with that man.
And I hope he gets it figured out. But I agree with you though that people tend to take things more seriously when somebody else comes out and says it, even though a woman has already stated it.
Yeah.
Like for example, with the whole Caesar situation, where his daughter had stated, or something came out about his daughter that he was abusive. Yeah. But nobody believed it until the video of came out of him beating his dog. Yeah. So like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a psychological thing where like, or maybe it's just the way society has trained us to be and not believing women, because we hear it all the time, like with rape allegations, sexual assault, like women are never believed until the proof is like dead smack in front of you, or somebody else says it, or there's a pattern and you're like, oh wait, didn't so-and-so say that before? Like, why didn't we believe them then? Or what was it? You know what I'm saying? Well, now let's go back and look into it. So I don't know why, but it's strange. It's hella strange. And it has made, and it's going to continue to make women uncomfortable with coming forward with like their stories and traumatic experiences that they have with people, because
I mean, that's why a lot of women don't say anything already.
And then people be like, well, why did you wait 50 years? Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
I mean, we already talked about the social totem pole in America. Women are second to men. And men don't benefit if men are in jail.
Right.
You have less men in power if they're in jail.
Yeah.
So we got to save our men.
Right. Well, I don't know, Tory.
Get it together, my boy.
I don't even know if I want to say that. Go to jail, my boy.
Damn.
I hope August Alsina press charges. I ain't gonna lie.
I hope he press charges too.
And I hope he suck him dry for every penny he got.
I hope that Meg case come out and it goes, if that's the truth and it goes in her favor, I hope all of that gives her so much clarity and healing from that moment, because I believed her. It's just I didn't want to choose a side as things just kept progressing, because it was getting a little too gray area for me. Yeah. But yeah.
August Alsina looked terrible though. Like, he really got his ass whooped.
He was promoting his skincare, so these celebrities really be taking advantage of shit. Buddy ass posted up in the corner, blood all over.
He said, I'm about to use this skincare line. I'm
finna use this picture to promote my skincare line and show you motherfuckers how I can whip myself back together.
Period.
And y'all gonna buy into it and buy my shit, because y'all might get y'all ass beat one time. Ooh. That is crazy what they do.
I mean, you gotta take advantage of every opportunity.
I understand.
And with somebody like August, who's not really on the forefronts anymore, like he gotta take it wherever he can get it.
I guess so. That's wild.
Yeah, for sure. But
all right.
Well, y'all,
we're gonna move on from that one.
Tory, go to hell. Period. That's all we gotta say.
So I wanted to talk to you about this thing I saw on TikTok. It was this married couple that were discussing a new Georgia child support law that was being incorporated now that Wade and Roe has been overturned.
What you call it?
Wade versus Roe.
Roe
versus Wade. My bad.
She said Wade and Roe. I said that don't sound right.
Wade versus Roe.
Roe versus Wade.
Roe versus Wade.
Go ahead, crazy. Roe versus Wade.
Sorry. Okay, so more of the story. It's illegal to get abortions, and it's a certain, I guess, age that Georgia has classified as the child is living now.
Okay.
And so it says that the new law requires it allows women to be able to file for child support during birth. So it doesn't start. It can start now while you're pregnant instead of when the baby comes out.
Okay.
So how do you feel about potentially, let's say all states was to do that as across the nation, you can file for child support during the pregnancy to 18-year-old child. Like you can have child support from that time.
From the time the woman is pregnant all the way to 18.
Yeah. Or even just the pregnant part. Like you can get child support during your pregnancy.
I mean, I get it. I feel like it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because, well, the people gonna fight me on this.
Yeah.
So the question would be, this is where the question would be, how do I know it's my baby?
Yeah.
That would be the first fucking question that most niggas would say.
Yeah, so it's two things. You could try to do the birth DNA test during pregnancy, but it could be harmful for the baby. So that's a touchy part. Or the father can just right out say like, yeah, I am the father.
Right.
They know.
And just agree.
They was fucking.
Right.
Right. They know that they was fucking.
No, I'm just saying though, because niggas be, even though they did fuck, they be, how I know it's my.
And so you're automatically assumed the father if y'all married. But if you're not married, then it's from the father's word, like, yeah, that's my baby. And then two is getting the test done while being pregnant.
Okay. So that's first.
Yeah.
Second thing that I will be concerned about is like, okay, the child support thing is cool. But then what if the baby doesn't make it?
I think that still matters.
Like, what do you do?
If the baby doesn't make it, you still pay child support for just the pregnancy. Because we have to pay for tests, we have to pay for visits, we have to pay for yada, yada, yada. And the father has no contribute to that part.
Okay, is this only for people that are split up? Or is this for people that are married too?
It's married too. Like anybody that has that's going through a pregnancy is for either one. It's just easier if you're married because we know. Like we pretty much can assume you're the father.
But the woman doesn't. This choice is up to the woman to file for child support or not.
That's from what I was reading, that this is the mother's choice to file for child support, because why would the father want to file for child support if they can't carry?
Right.
So this is only if the mom wants to file for that support during pregnancy.
I wouldn't, like, if I were a married woman, I don't think I would file for child support if I were married. Mm-hmm. But I feel like maybe if we were in a co-parenting situation and maybe this could just be me thinking of like the ideal child support ways of like how it typically works out. You don't file for child support for your husband. Yeah. You file for child support for somebody that's like a co-parent or somebody you feel like won't support you if you needed it.
Some people want you to file against them so that they have a set amount to give instead of just giving you whatever the fuck.
Right. I don't know. I feel like it's a little iffy. Like, I feel like if you're married to somebody, I feel like that the dad is already gonna be like giving or at least should be. Yeah. Because why would you be married to them if they're not? Yeah. Get a divorce.
That's not the easiest thing to do.
Get a divorce. I mean, what are you doing? Okay. If he is not at every doctor's appointment, if he is not at I don't care. If I say, ooh, baby, my legs hurt today, I'm pregnant, let's go to the doctor, he should be making the appointment. We're going. Okay. If not, get a divorce. Okay. I don't care. I'm serious. What do you mean? I don't care. If he didn't go get you chips while you're pregnant, get a divorce.
Oh my.
Anyway.
Quan, good luck.
Get a divorce. Period. But I just feel like I feel like if you're married, the husband or whatever should already be like contributing, whether it be medical bills, because medical bills while you pregnant is high as hell,
biggest expense.
Yeah. And so like, let's say the baby doesn't, God forbid, the baby doesn't make it, right? Yeah. What exactly are we needing child support for in that case? Like,
I mean, it gotta get to that point bills. Though. Like it got to get to that point. I feel like that's what typically the mother would want, is just help with the medical part.
Right. So, are we assuming that this is somebody that doesn't have insurance, medical insurance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if they have insurance, it's just not all the way fully covered. Co-pays, deductibles.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I mean, sure, you can help me. Yeah. But am I going to say, you have to help me, child support? Like, I don't know. If not to a person that I'm married. I feel like when you're married, whoever I'm married to, I feel like should automatically be like, okay, I'll help you.
Yeah, already helping.
Right. But if it's a co-parent, I feel like the situation is different. In that scenario, by all means, child support that ass to death. Yeah. Because niggas be looking for an easy way out and don't be wanting to help. Yeah. So for sure, if I could sign you up for child support and you gonna agree to the terms, whatever, hell yeah. Okay. Every dollar you got. Okay. Bring it here, my boy.
Maybe this can be our discussion question on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Do you all agree or disagree with this Georgia child support law? Mm-hmm. Should you or should you not be able to the mother should be able to file for child support during pregnancy? Mm-hmm. That's the question.
Right. The men weigh in, because we
definitely want to hear. We want to hear y'all opinion.
Right. Because the first thing I said, no, man. Stupid. Yeah, no, man.
The fuck?
What she need money for?
She need to pay for her fucking bills.
Right. I ain't do that. Why? I ain't telling that, baby. Dumbass.
I told her not to keep it.
Please don't get me started on these niggas. Please. I ain't got no money. Well, nigga, go get you a bag. Because niggas get money for everything else but they babies.
For their babies.
Girl.
Got money for that 3.5 though.
Got money for the weed. Got money for the shoes. Got money for everything else but they damn babies.
New Model Warfare 2K just came out. Make sure you got that.
Bro. Got $5 for their homeboy too. Gee. But the baby ain't got no milk and no clothes for next week. Crazy. And you sitting up here talking about something, I ain't got it. You could go to hell. Respectfully. And I hope you burn in that motherfucker.
Oh my gosh. You are going crazy on people today.
I'm sorry. I just don't because remember we had this conversation before about me and the child support. And I said, I'm not going to beg anybody to do what they need to do. If I say, okay, what about child support? And you agree, whatever, cool. But I'm not going to beg a grown ass man to do what a grown ass man needs to do. Somebody on the other hand was saying, or was kind of leaning towards that there should be laws put in place to kind of help women who have terrible baby dads get their shit in order, basically. Yeah. And so this is kind of one of those laws that's like, hey, men.
Holding them accountable.
Yeah. Me, on the other hand, I feel that men should step up to the plate and do what they need to do, absolutely.
And she also said if they choose not to, well, fuck them.
Fuck them. I'm heavy on the fuck them.
And I'm just going to suffer with my kid if it ain't working out.
What am I going to do? I'm going to tell a grown-ass man to do what?
You can just put him on child support and call it a day if they ain't trying to take
Sure, but then he doesn't have a job, so now what?
Well, where
am I going to get child support from?
Whenever he eventually gets a job, you can recoup from that shit.
And then I just don't...
So all that time he didn't have a job, when he finally gets a job, all that time that he wasn't able to support, it has him pay back child support.
Oh yeah, but like in that, what if I'm not struggling no more by that point?
If you're not struggling, then you could take them off if you don't need it. But that's your choice.
People be finding ways to beat the system. Like for example, let's say a man does not have a governmental job, like where he gets a check, whatever. They have a job where it's like entrepreneurship. Okay. So it's not recorded.
You can't track.
it. Yeah. You don't know how much money I'm making. Niggas find loopholes. So meanwhile, we going to court and you telling the court, Your Honor, I don't have a job. Your Honor, I'm sorry. I don't have a job. You telling them, Your Honor, I don't have a job. The whole time.
Got one.
You doing something on the side. Yeah. But I can't prove it because there's no pay stubs.
I mean, you can't prove it if you snitch.
What I'm gonna say, Your Honor, he is.
Your Honor, I recorded him doing a drug deal. Here you go.
And he gonna go to jail. And then I'm really not gonna get no damn money.
It's really whatever you want to do. You feel me?
I'm cracked up. But I feel like niggas be fanning all type of loopholes.
They do whatever they gotta do to not have to support their responsibilities. But you feel me?
And so in that point, fuck them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just have to move on.
Yeah,
and
I get that point where you just really ain't got nothing, so you just move on. All right, cool. But if I have an option and I really do need it, I'm gonna just take it.
Got it.
Somebody had said one time on Facebook, like, if the mama can't support the kid and need child support, they shouldn't have the kid. The dad should get the kid. And niggas was eating that up. Like, you really was going to be able to take care of this kid by yourself, even if you can't support it with money. Even if you got the money to take care of kids, you really think you ready to take care of this kid by yourself? Y'all don't know what it takes to fucking raise a child.
So you think that the kid should stay with the mama, even though she ain't got no money?
I feel like the kid should stay with whoever can adequately take care of the child holistically.
Okay, let's say the daddy got all the money, the mama ain't got no money, right?
Yeah.
And the daddy don't really know how to raise a child, but he could figure it out.
If they are willing to actually learn and they're not just gonna you know how you live with your daddy because you know you can do whatever you want. Right. Like, you're actually for real finna raise the kid. Right. Then by all means, fight for that kid, win that motherfucker out of court, prove that person is unfit, and take the child so that it's really about the kids.
Right.
I'm always for the kids. Anything pro-youth, I'm for. Anything that's pro-adults being deceptive, greedy, I'm not pro that. Because niggas don't really be about the kids.
I just very seldom. If you have ever taken a spouse, baby mama to court, I would like to hear the story. Yeah. I would really like to hear the story because I feel like we always hear about it from the woman's perspective as far as like, oh, I'm taking his ass to court and I got custody of the kids and the daddy only gets to have every other weekend. I would love to hear the perspective of a father that took the baby mama to court and has custody of the kids and the mama get every other weekend.
I have a Facebook friend that goes through that. He talks about his perspective on Facebook all the time, and then it's the maternity court TV shows. Mm-hmm. I saw a dude who takes care of the child, and the mom, she's like a lawyer, and so she don't really care to take care of her shit. He put her on child support, but she was only paying like this amount of money, and she can pay so much more, and so he took her back to court, and she had to prove like, I don't make that much money, but the judge was like, nah, you're lying. Right. Now you need to pay this money.
Damn.
So he you can fucking win. You just don't actually fight for your kids.
Damn. Why do you think that is, though? Like,
because they don't want to fucking take care of their responsibilities. Kids is not easy. And it takes away... If you really don't want kids, like me, I know I should not have kids right now because I'm selfish. Mm-hmm. I want all my time...
selfish.
Yeah. I want all my time to myself. I want me all to myself. Yes. I want all my money, all my free time, my fun to myself. I'm not ready to give that up.
Are you kidding me?
So I should not have kids.
But at least you know that about yourself.
Yes. But you tell it to anybody else, I just fucked her. And you should probably wear rubber. You probably shouldn't be out here just fucking raw.
Can we talk about the people? This gonna ruffle a little feathers. This gonna ruffle some feathers for real. Because the girls have talked about this multiple times. Can we please talk about the people that have kids at early ages and act like they not struggling?
Bro.
And that they not sad about it?
Because we have other shit on the agenda, but we can do it quickly.
Bro, I just be so... Because, like, okay, ain't nobody gonna shame... Well, some people do shame you for having kids at an early age, right? But, like, why do they shame us for not having kids at this age?
Gee. I know what you... that bringing up that damn Facebook...
what is it?
Post that went viral saying, if you don't have kids and you struggling, then you just irresponsible. Like, you don't...
Oh, something like that.
Yeah.
But, like, people be saying, like, oh, because people will brag on... like, for example, if I get on Facebook and I say, I'm 23, I don't have no kids, I just graduated from college, I'm doing my shit, I'm living a great life, da-da-da-da. People with kids will say, well, what does not having kids have to do with it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're sad that you have a 3-year-old at the age of 20. What do you want me to do? Uh-huh. And then they'll say, I'm not sad. My life is better because of it. You're a liar, and the truth is not in you. You are a liar. You are a liar. You are a liar.
You can sense the misery.
You are a liar. You mean to tell me that you had this baby at 19 and you are just happy-go-lucky? Now, don't get me wrong. People that do have kids at young ages probably definitely do get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? They probably definitely
have a sustainable life.
Yeah, they probably be definitely, really getting into it because now they got a whole nother life to take care of. But I hate when people try to make it seem like it was just always so easy.
Yeah.
Make that shit. Don't sit up there and say, oh, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. This is this, and this. I was 19. I had a baby. I had to say what really happened.
Yeah.
You were struggling. You ain't know what to do, how to do it. Your mama and daddy probably hated you because you had a baby at a young age.
Yeah.
And let's just be fucking for real.
Yeah.
But I just hate when people be like, that, to me, that right now, to me, at the age of 23, not having a baby is an accomplishment for me. I'm sorry that it's not an accomplishment for you.
Yeah.
But I feel like I should be able to, whatever I want my accomplishments to be, that's what I want them to be. And I feel like you can't take that away from me.
That is an accomplishment. You know how easy it is to have a kid?
Right.
And I'm safe. I made it. What do you
Period.
mean? I made it out.
Dodged the bullet multiple times.
Multiple times.
You feel me? Like, I feel like people just want to be so praised, and like, that's cool. That's cool. Kudos to you. You made it out the mud. You doing what you got to do with your kid.
The kids,
but let me have my moment too. Let me pat myself on the back. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not easy. Meanwhile, you got a kid and wishing that you went back to college.
I don't know how many people that received that news when they was young as hell. Damn, I'm pregnant.
Right.
You ain't say, yay, I'm pregnant. You ain't say that shit.
Right. You said, damn, I got to go home and tell my mom.
No, exactly.
So stop trying to make me feel bad for feeling like that's an accomplishment.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Having a baby is an accomplishment. That's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
But also being able to
live your life how you want to. Travel. Not have to worry about nobody.
That's also still an accomplishment.
Period.
At the end of the day, that's pretty much what people are happy about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you want to be Hitler about what can and can't be an accomplishment.
But if you do have kids and you have made it out the mud, kudos to you.
Kudos to you. Kudos to you.
But let us have our kudos too, okay? Because, damn. But I just had to get that off my chest. I be seeing that too much. People just be arguing. People be arguing about it. I'm like, you're mad because I don't have kids.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Okay.
But, all right, let's get into it.
Okay, so Ari Lennox.
Ari
Lennox dropped her sophomore album.
Yes.
Age, Sex, Location.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted us to do a real review on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to be doing a new segment that's outside of our weekly episodes on Friday called T's Takes. So it's going to be me, T, and I'm going to do my takes on different things that we don't dive too much on our weekly episodes. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be club culture music, club culture sports, club culture movies, whatever it is. Sometimes Lizzie or somebody might make an appearance on it, but it's going to be like 15, 20-minute segments just talking about that in one particular genre. Mm-hmm. And so this is what you can expect whenever we drop those T's takes.
Right.
Ari Lennox, Age, Sex, Location. What you thought of it?
I think I was late to the Ari Lennox train. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody be, listen to Ari Lennox, at first I was like, who is Ari Lennox? Like, I don't know this girl. People would play her music and I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? I think I was really late to the Ari Lennox train. Mm-hmm. And I say that because this album was actually good as hell.
Yeah.
I loved every bit of it. I was like, damn, Ari Lennox actually is that bitch. Like, let me tune in some more.
Yeah.
I have not listened to her freshman album.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to go back and listen because it's just like, this album was really good. And we had listened to Hoodie. And we reviewed Hoodie a few episodes back. Yeah. And now I can't stop singing it. Mm-hmm. I can't stop fucking singing it.
Yeah. It warmed on you.
Yeah. And so I'm kind of sad that I missed the Ari train early on. Because I feel like there were some gems that I missed, and I have to go back.
Shea Butter Baby was a nice thing.
I know Shea Butter Baby, and when I heard it, I was just like, I'm okay on this. You know what I'm saying? But now I want to go back, and I want to
cross the line 1,000 times. All right, go ahead.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. But yeah, I think I was late to the Ari Lennox train, but I really love this album. It's giving me. You know what I'm saying? It's really, you know what Ari Lennox give me? She makes me feel really calm.
Okay.
And it's just a vibe. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like, I just feel real chill. And I want to be in my bed under my covers with some hot cocoa.
Okay.
And I just want to, you know what I'm saying?
Vibe with your cocoa?
Bob my head with the covers up to my neck.
Okay.
Drinking my hot cocoa.
Okay.
It makes me feel warm.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
It makes me feel real warm. Not bubbly, but just like.
So if it was cold outside and you running from being outside, all you got to do is come in the house and turn on Ari Lennox.
Absolutely. Put on the fireplace. That's what it give me. It give me
okay.
Comfy, cozy, warm.
You feel comfortable.
Vibes. I love it. I love it.
I like that.
I love it.
I think that kind of is synonymous to what I took from the album. Mm-hmm. I think that she really gave us her perspective on what she's currently been going through. Mm-hmm. And then like I was watching her do her media run for the album, where you basically whenever an artist drops a project, they go on a media run to market it. Mm-hmm. So they go do interviews, radio interviews, shows, and they just keep marketing the album. And that's why it's so important for people to do more than a few listens to a project, so that you really consume exactly what they wanted to present to you. Mm-hmm. And so when you actually hear what's behind the music, which is those interviews and whatnot, all of that kind of makes more sense to you. So she was talking about on the Breakfast Club how her dating life sucks. Mm-hmm. Like it's really bad.
I've heard her say that a few times.
Yeah. And like me, I feel like she's the awkward black girl. Mm. And a lot of people that sexualize black women, they view them to be like what the media paints them as. The Meg Thee Stallions, the bad, she a bad chick, she a baddie, she'll break a bitch off, but also be in her bag. Like, you think you finna get that type of girl when you coming after a black girl. And so Ari Lennox, she's sexy, voluptuous. And so from face value, she looks very much like what you think you finna get. But then when you actually get around her, she's the awkward black girl. And so that's a culture shock for you. And you are less attracted because that's not what your expectation was when you thought you was finna bag Ari Lennox. And so then all you want to do is fuck her. And that's it. Because you're still a man with an ego. And so I feel like that is probably close to what she's saying her dating life is like. And she's tired of that shit and she wants something meaningful. And like all these songs, like the very first one, POF, Plenty of Fishes. That's a dating app. And she said on the interviews that she is on dating apps, and Plenty of Fishes is something that she used. I cannot
imagine Ari on dating apps.
Yeah, it's actually she said Chris Rock on a dating app, Cheryl something.
Is it like a separate version of it when you're in Hollywood?
No, like that's really still you on the same app as me.
So you could run across me on a dating app.
You might see me on a dating app type shit.
You don't think that's weird?
No, I think they're normal people and they should be projected as that. Like nobody should have ever painted celebrities as above us.
I mean, no, not that they're above us or anything, but like I just would feel weird like swiping right or left on people that are yeah.
My favorite movie of all time, this is a fun fact, it's called The Seat Filler. And it's basically about that. Kelly Rowland was the star of the movie and Dwayne Martin was the average Joe. And he met her by being a seat filler at concerts. So he met her when she sat next to him and he was filling the seat to make the show look like it was filled up.
Right.
And so they was caking up, sitting down, and that grew into a relationship. Oh. And so he was hiding him being the average Joe from her. And really, she actually accepts average Joes, like, just be real with me.
Okay.
And so...
I mean, hey, like, whatever works, you know?
Hey, man, as long as she said her typical guy is as long as you have a nice living for yourself, like you ain't gotta be rich and shit, but you gotta be comfortable. Like you have a nice condo, you're not living in your mom's crib. Like I don't want to have low standards. I want to have decent standards, and that's what it was like. Even when they are that, they just want to fuck her, or they just want to say I fucked Ari Lennox. So it's not really genuine.
So do you think if she did find her average Joe, Ari would be okay with being the breadwinner?
Yeah. I truly think she would. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, back to the album. I was seeing some people say it's not good. Not a lot, but some people. So I wanted to really give it a review and trying to get inside their heads of why they might think it's not good because they love her debut album. So I asked Maya too. Shout out Maya. We was talking about Ari's album.
She didn't like the album?
No, she liked the album.
I was gonna say.
We gonna see Ari Lennox when she gonna tour for this album.
Okay.
So she was basically, I asked her, like, which one do you think was better? I think it's called Shea Butter Baby. I think it's called that. The debut or the sophomore. And she said, I don't know, G. I guess I'm leaning a little bit more towards the debut because it was more soulful. And now I can get why she would say it's more soulful because this one is what I would call her revamped style where Over It sound like, not Over It, but all Summer Walker EPs, how that shit used to sound and compared to Over It. How as soon as London on the Track came into her team, he gave her that bump that her beats didn't have. And it just gave it like, she still sang the same, had the same lyric content, but then you got the bumping ass production to go behind it. They gave it body. And I feel like that's the sound today for marketable artists that are mainstream. You got to have that bump in the production. And so I think that's what Ari Lennox now has in her production. She got that bump. Now, when you got soulful music, you ain't really got that bump.
Right.
So I could see why somebody would hear the new one and be like, it's a little not as soulful like I know her to be. Pressure, totally different than Shea Butter Baby.
Right. Because I feel like when you're soulful, I feel like it's more so about the vocals. Yeah. But when it's about the bump, then you don't really focus more so on the
lyrics
vocals.
and shit.
Yeah, you focus more on like a catchy hook or you know what I'm saying, something like that.
But that's why I think this was so good. I did have to give it multiple listens, and every time I listen to it, it sounded different to me. And then I actually paid attention to the lyrics leading up to us talking about it today. Like I was reading it while she was singing it. Because the way she sings, you kind of don't get every enunciation so you can know exactly what she's saying. So I'm reading, I'm like, damn, she sounds very relatable in all of it. We all go through, I went through Tinder one time. Not because I actually thought I was going to find quality people on there, but because I had shit to do and it was the coronavirus. Right. And I'm bored. Right. But going through that shit, like, you do find interesting conversations with people. I don't know who the hell that would be knocking on my door. We just gonna let them pass, and if they knock again, we'll do an intermission. Okay.
Who would it be?
I don't know.
I'm a little nervous.
I do not know who that would be at my door. Oh, sorry, y'all, for this quick intermission. Do you want me to stop?
No.
Okay, we good.
You don't have to. I mean,
I'm sorry.
Did you?
They good. They ain't knock again. So boom, okay, what would you rate it out of?
If I had to rate it, I think I'm gonna give it like a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. That's great.
Cause I feel with Maya with the soulful. Soulful is dope. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Being soulful is very dope because not many people can do it. Yeah. And so that's cool. I think I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 though. It was really good. Okay. I was really impressed.
I'm gonna probably give it 8. I personally still have the flack with Hoodie. Like it still is. Like Hoodie still is better now that I've listened to it, but it's all right. Right. The single, like all of that matters. The rollout, the single. Right. I'll give it an 8.5 just because I feel like her rollout could have been even more of the age, sex, location. This whole thing was about dating apps. It was about, in the past where we used to be in these chat rooms and shit. I feel like she could have really harped on marketing that whole part of what that could be. Yeah. And she didn't really take advantage of it, but I did love that she gave us the EP before the album. She said she did like 80 songs leading up to this album and she picked 12. She wanted 10, but they said, let's do 12. Damn. So she picked 12 out of 80, and then she took 5 more, which was the EP that she gave us before this album, out of that 82. So that's what, 12, 17 songs out of 80. That's why y'all should consume this music, because they took a lot of fucking time to just get to 12. Yeah. So they chose that 12 for a reason. Yeah. Because you be hating when Chris released an album that's 32 songs. That's 32. You be hating that. Like, your ass ain't really put much thought. You said, I want to give them all of this shit. Right. But yeah, that EP was really good too. I think the EP might have some better songs on there than the album though. That's why I gave it an 8.5. I'm gonna have to go back and really indulge in some Ari, because I just wasn't. I was just late. I was just late. I feel like cool. I be late with a lot of stuff. It's as long as you get in tune. Yeah, that's all that matters. Get in tune. I'd rather you get in tune into her And hype her up when you finally get in tune with her, then to fucking do the period
God, not the period girl.
So yeah, we can skip past Tink's album because I'm just going to do a tease take on it. I think we should get to our next shit. You
gonna skip past Tink?
We didn't give her the flowers that we could have gave her because we didn't listen to the album yet when we did talk about her 3 episodes ago.
Oh, was that 3 episodes ago?
That was like 2-3 episodes ago.
We'll do a tease take on it. That's fine.
Yeah, we do. You could give your opinion though.
That's fine.
I'm just not gonna give it. You can.
I think Tink is great. Mm-hmm. I think I have a hard time. This has always been with me and Tink. I just have a hard time getting into the groove of it on the first couple of listens. Mm-hmm. It takes me a few listens, but then I'm like, okay, got it. Yeah. Then I'm like, okay, good. Her features, I have never been like a fan of them. Yeah. To be honest, like she could have kept Tusi. Yeah. She definitely could have kept G Herbo. Yeah. No diss to G Herbo, love him, but yeah. I just wish he picked better features. Now the Cater to You with 2 Chainz, that wasn't terrible. Yeah. But still, like 2 Chainz, you couldn't find somebody a little bit more
notable,
fresher. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, fresher. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 2 Chainz, really? Yeah. But Tink is great though, and I'm sad that she don't get the recognition. Yeah, that she should get. Cause like I feel like Tink. What was her name? Anne-Marie. Dreezy. Yeah. I feel like all of them came up
around the same
time, and I feel like out of all of them, Tink probably just don't get.
What?
Yeah,
I feel like Tink get more than Anne-Marie at least.
Well, at least Anne-Marie like a little bit, cause I don't really hear much about her anymore.
I think right now Tink might be the most popular out of those other two. Then is Dreezy, then is Anne-Marie. Like, Dreezy had her moment where she was being elevated more than Tink was. Sure. But Tink had her issues with the record label.
Tink has been, like, releasing music for a very, very long time. Yeah. I still have not seen her touch the stage of award shows. Yeah. Like, what? How? She should be very notable in R&B, at least women categories. Yeah. Why is she not there yet? It's just strange to me. It's really strange. However, I wasn't really a fan of the features on the album, but Tink always hits harder for me later than right in that moment. Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll be having to go through some shit, and then I'll be like, let me put on this Tink.
I mean, her content don't really change. Yeah. Niggas ain't always going through it with men. Right. Like, so I think a lot of people say that, though. Like, damn, Tink, I fuck with you, but I love my nigga. Right. Like... I love him to pieces. Right.
Can we get some of that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was cool, though. Whatever you going to do a tease take on it, so we ain't going to dive into it too much. But, yeah, Tink cool, though. I wish she did get more of her flowers. But
Club Culture, we recommend. Y'all go check out Ari Lennox Album, Age, Sex, Location, and the EP. Right. And go check out Tink's album, Pillow Talk.
Period.
There we go. Now we gonna move on over to this last music topic before we get to mental health.
It's really not music.
It came from a music situation.
Yeah. So Dirk in India, and I don't know the girl's name. Yeah. I don't know her name.
We don't want to refer to her as his alleged baby mama, but I'll look for her name while Lizzie.
I think her name is.
I'll look for it while you explain the situation.
So Dirk and India, they, I guess, allegedly broke up because it's come out that Dirk has a baby by this girl. I forget her. I don't know her name. Somebody's looking it up. But the point that I want to make here and talk about is colorism. A lot of people took to social media to say that the girl that he cheated with in India are very much like the same type of girl as far as looks. But people were saying like, India looks better, or the girl looks better, or neither one of them look the same, or whatever. And then some people were saying like, the only reason why y'all saying this girl is ugly or she don't look like India is because she's dark skinned. So like this conversation about dark skin, what do you call it? Like, hate has come up a lot of times. Yeah. And so it's always about the light skin versus the darker skin. This debate happens a lot on social media. Yeah. It's getting kind of weird to me, quite frankly. And so I don't know if people are like, because what is the purpose of like constantly bringing that up? Like, okay, if you find somebody attractive, just say they're attractive. If not, just say they're not. But like, I feel like whenever there's a darker skinned girl and a lighter skinned girl, whenever there's a cheating situation or some type of something comes up where it's like, oh, she didn't get that role because she's dark skinned, or she like, okay, in that scenario, then it's like, okay, I understand where you're coming from with colorism, right? Yeah. But in a relationship, from a relationship standpoint, why does it have to be about, oh, she's dark skinned, she's ugly, she's light skinned, she's cute? Yeah. Like, it's just weird. And people go to bats about it. But like, we literally have done the same thing with black men our whole lives. Like, you heard your auntie say way back when, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Yeah. Meaning like, the darker the man, the better looking they are. Yeah. And so we talk about colorism amongst men all the time. Like, oh, but I feel like it's not such a big argument about it.
Because I think that's a different context.
What do you mean?
Because when people say the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, they just talking about in general, I like my people black.
Okay, but then somebody that's light-skinned, like a light-skinned man could say like,
well, we definitely do have the colorism with light-skinned men. Like, we call them inferior. We call them weak.
Light brights.
Yeah, but I think like that saying the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, I think sometimes they are just talking about just being black. Instead of, I want you to just be dark skinned, I just want you to be black. Because it's the difference between being light skinned and Mexican and light skinned and black.
Well, you don't walk up to a light skinned man and say, yeah, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
No one does that. Right. We just say it as an old, like, black girl magic. Instead of just saying girl magic, we're just talking about black girls.
I think it's different though, because black girl magic, whether you're light skinned or dark skinned, you can relate
anybody.
To that.
Yeah, anybody black. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think sometimes we always are just talking about, I want you to be darker for you to be for me. When they say darker, better, sweeter the juice.
No, I think so.
Because people talk about red bones in music.
People do talk about red bones in music. But I feel like a lot of women, and it's like people always on social media, I don't want no man unless he dark skinned. Yeah. I don't want no, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like when it's women that's of the topic, when we're talking about skin color, it's a big debate. Mm-hmm. But when it's men of topic and we're talking about skin color, women can freely say, I don't like light skins, I only like dark skins, and there's no debate about that. Yeah. So like, what is it? Why is it like that? Because like, we see it all the time. Women are like, I love dark skinned men, I love dark skinned men. Light skinned men, people said light skinned men are weird to me. Light skinned men are this, light skinned men are that. But like, we don't never debate about that. We don't never, oh, that's colorism, that's colorism. Uh-huh. We don't never do that. But the moment it's a darker skinned woman that's like, been in an affair with somebody or something, whatever, it's always, oh, that's colorism. Yeah. You guys are saying that the lighter skinned girl looks better. That's colorism, that's colorism.
I get what you're trying to say.
But it's like the same scenario. Yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, colorism is very much well and alive. Yeah. But why do we always pull this card when
it's the man versus the woman?
When it's somebody we talking about, that's somebody that looks more attractive. Yeah. If somebody looks more attractive, I feel like you can say that without it being colorism.
There was a person that had chose to make India darker. Right. And she did look like the girl, like they favored each other when they, like, I guess both have makeup on. Mm-hmm. And so I guess people are literally just trying to say, like, I think this girl looks like his type. Mm-hmm. She's just dark skinned and y'all are calling her ugly. Mm-hmm. So I think in that case, they're labeling it as colorism because you can't see the beauty in the girl because she's darker. But we see India and we don't say she's ugly. Mm-hmm. So the person said, here, now she's dark skinned. How don't you see the resemblance?
Samaya, why? Why? Why?
But you have to do that shit because people really are colorists. Right. And they just don't.
People really are colorists. I just don't think that. This goes back to when we've had this discussion before. Yeah. About people and their preferences. Mm-hmm. Everybody is on attack mode 24/7. You cannot say shit wrong. Mm-hmm. You can't disagree with a motherfucker ever. Yeah. or you're this, you're that, you're an ism automatically.
Yeah.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Like, damn. If I think the girl cute, then I just think the girl cute.
Yeah.
And let's just leave it at that.
Well, people don't leave it at that.
People don't. It has to become a big old...
No, I'm talking about the person that makes the initial comment. Mm-hmm. They comments be too much. Because I could just be like, I don't think the alleged baby girl is cute. And that's it. So if a person comes behind me like, you're a colorist, and all I gave you was just that, then I can be on that with y'all. Like, gee, all I said is I don't think she's cute.
But I think most people were saying that. I don't think nobody stated, oh, I don't think she's cute because she's dark skinned.
They was comparing her to India. And so people were trying to attack that comparison. Because how can you compare them to, and they both look or resemble alike in the pictures that were given to us?
So what I saw was people were saying that the darker skinned girl was ugly.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
And then I saw people saying, well, how can you call her ugly when she pretty much looks like India?
Yeah. Because people weren't just saying she's ugly. They were comparing her to India. They were like, why would Dark cheat on her with this?
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying with the comparison part.
Because you got India and she looked like this.
Yes.
But then at that point, it's still not about colorism, though. It's about people feeling like India looks better than the other girl. And at that point, I feel like that's subjective. That's not about color.
Yeah, but
so why are we bringing color into a conversation that does not have anything to do with color?
Because not everybody just simply chose India. Some people decided to add more to their opinion.
So you think somebody was like...
I literally saw a man post go viral.
Right.
Because he said, I don't like dark skins. And he was saying like, shut up. All in the comments, y'all really mad because I said that. And then it was other people that were being ignorant saying, yeah, fuck them darkies. Like it were people that were being colorist.
But then women will get on social media and say, I only date dark-skinned men.
And you can go, well, that's why we always say preference, pride, prejudice is one of those three.
I just feel like you can't want to fight people. You can't want to fight people then. Like if you're one of them girls who like, oh, I only date light skins, I only date dark skins. But then you're mad when a man steps in and says, I don't like dark skins.
Yeah.
At that point, you being hypocritical because you playing that same game. But if you're not one of those girls, then by all means fight until you can't fight no more.
Yeah.
The colorism conversation is always very confusing for me.
It is confusing.
And when we're talking in the sense of comparison to other people. Mm-hmm. Now, we have seen colorism when it comes to like deals, like magazine deals. Yeah. People will make you lighter to edit you. We are very
Or you can't have dark-skinned girls in your sections or in your videos. Or they can't be models
yes, we have very much well heard of that. That is very much real. I'm not saying that's not real at all because it is. Yeah. But when it comes to women will say all day, I like dark-skinned men, I like light-skinned men, don't bring no dark-skinned men. Women will say that all day. Yeah. When it comes to relationship topics. Yeah. When it's business, I feel like that's a little different because you shouldn't discriminate against nobody because you shouldn't discriminate against nobody, period. Yeah. But if you have your preference, you have your preference. What can I say?
I personally don't think a skin color is a valid preference. I think that there's always an ingrained colorism there because everything that has to do with life today came from slavery. You cannot disregard that colorism is ingrained in us. We're conditioned to think like this already. Mm-hmm. You're conditioned to grow up and hate yourself because it's not beautiful to be black. That's why we have to keep telling people black is beautiful.
So then how would you explain somebody being in love with darker skinned people?
I think that is a facade. I know.
If I'm a black person and I like my man black, how is that a facade?
Because there's a difference for saying I want to date black. Mm-hmm. You're dating a culture. You're not choosing to date a skin color. You're not saying I want to date black because I want everybody to look black. You're saying it because that is the label that we have attached to our social group. We're black. Mm-hmm. And so for you to say I only date light skins, I only date dark skins is ignorant because being a skin color has nothing to do with your id. Me being
and who you are.
And who you are.
Absolutely.
And so for you to say, I only identify attraction towards a particular skin tone is weird, and it doesn't make any sense sexually, because your being don't get hard off of the color of somebody's skin.
I'ma disagree.
No, okay, look, because I know you can be like, oh, that skin's so silky and smooth. And they contribute that to being dark skinned. But I'm saying, just like, when you're walking in a room and you see nothing but light skins, and you don't be like, you're not attracted to because of a color of person's skin. You're attracted because of their culture, their upbringing, their education level, their emotional intelligence.
I'ma disagree.
You really telling me that your being get hard because you see the color of somebody's skin?
I like dark skinned. I have a type. My type is dark skinned males, beard, typically tall. My man not that tall, but
yeah,
he's tall enough for me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Built bodies. I like built bodies.
Yeah.
If I see that, I'm all on you.
Uh-huh.
Period.
That's your type, though.
But I feel like that's what I'm attracted to. Now, if I saw a light skinned man with those same features, which I follow somebody on TikTok that's light skinned, beard, built, tall. He got them same features, but I'm not as attracted to him. Yeah. I'm good on that.
Okay.
I'm good. And I feel like that's okay to say. If I'm more attracted to a darker skinned male, I don't think that's a facade. I don't think that's weird. I don't think that's...
No, I think it's ignorant, because then you're just saying that everything in you shuts off when you see something that's not that skin color. I'm not saying everything
in me shuts off. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, when my eyes, if you had in front of me a darker skinned man and a lighter skinned man, same features, and they both look good, I'm 9 times out of 10 gonna pick the dark skinned male.
And that's fine. That's
just what I'm attracted to.
I feel like when people be saying that, they make it seem as if they don't see beauty. That's what colorism is. You don't see beauty in that skin type. That's weird. How don't you see beauty in just the color of somebody?
I'm not gonna say I don't see beauty, because you could be fine as hell. I've run into some.
I'm just not sexually attracted to you.
Absolutely,
I get that part, but I'm saying when people because colorism is ingrained in us, I'd be a little weary when people say they prefer a type of skin type because of knowing everything has to do with slavery. Mm-hmm. Not many of us has deconditioned ourselves from that.
See, I think when people hear, I don't like dark skinned people, it's associated with slavery. Mm-hmm. But I hear people say all the time, I don't like light skinned guys. I don't like whatever. Yeah. Now, I do hear men say all the time in their music, oh, red bone, give me a red bone. They don't never say, I want me a dark skinned woman. Yeah. Absolutely, there's colorism. Yeah. But like, when women say, I don't want nothing to do with light skinned men,
that's still...
I wonder do light skinned men find that offensive? Do light skinned men have something to say about it?
That's for the men to answer.
I'm curious.
But you can also take that, because women, I want to be very clear, women can and are colorists. Some women can be colorists, and they are colorists. You can also attack their ass like women attack you.
So what about light skinned women that are attacked? Because I feel like,
for what?
Like their skin color, like they get called light bright, or they get teased for being really bright, or yellow bone, or like whatever. People will say like, oh, light-skinned women don't have it as bad as dark-skinned women. But some light-skinned women actually do get talked about a lot for it. Okay. Like, oh, you're pale, or you look white, or like whatever. Okay, fine, cool. Okay. So like, if it happens on both ends of the stick, I'm just not sure why we're always...
Because it don't happen on the same scale.
So like, okay, for example, absolutely, sometimes darker-skinned women will get... Let's say, for example, a dark-skinned woman gets denied for a job.
More than not.
More than not. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. But why are we saying, oh, because it happens to me more, it's worse than what happens to you? Because it happens to you a lot less. They're both very bad.
They're both bad, but light-skinned women, they can tell their story, but not try to want to tell it louder than the ones that actually get it worse. That's like... Everyone that's experienced oppression, Holocaust, slavery, that debate happens all the time. Who had it worse? And you can debate. But who is still enslaved to this day? Who is still recovering from the effects of that? We never received reparations. We never received shit. Jewish people have received reparations and they still receive retribution for the acts of Hitler. And so you can be like, hey, I'm sorry that your people experienced the Holocaust and that was very terrible. But slavery is still happening to this day and you have to account for that. That's the same as colorism. Dark-skinned people experience it much worse than light-skinned people do. I cannot get in a movie compared to you. So I don't want to hear about your cries louder than mine. That's all I feel. And I'm not clearly close to being dark-skinned.
Right. But I don't know. I feel like it could go both ways because I mean, I'm a fair-skinned person, but I am not very, very light. Yeah. Somebody will beg to differ, but I am not super light, so I don't know what it's like to be on either end of the spectrum. Yeah. But for somebody that is light-skinned and I would like to talk to somebody that is really light-skinned and has experienced those things, and somebody that is dark-skinned and has experienced those things. Yeah. And see if their perspectives or point of views are any different. Because if both of them have experienced some of the same things, you can't say one is worse than the other.
No, I think you can, because you have to take into account the other factors of being. That's why I said choosing a skin color is weird, because you also could be skinny, fat, athletic, right, yada, yada, yada. So you see it way more than just a skin color. So how can you ever just say, I prefer somebody light-skinned when there's so much more of a person? Somebody light-skinned that's also chubby might experience something worse or similar to somebody dark-skinned that's skinny, just because of how much weight being dark-skinned holds compared to how much weight being fat holds in beauty standards. So their stories might align, but it has nothing to do with their skin type. It's actually because I'm actually fair-skinned and big. I'm just dark-skinned and skinny. Like, you can't it's going to be hard to figure out whose stories, like.
I don't know. I don't think it's weird to say, oh, I'm attracted to this kind of person. Because, like, if that's who you're attracted to, I don't really see no issue with that. Now, if you just flat out being disrespectful, then that's a different story. But if you just attracted to the type you're attracted to, then I don't see no problem with that.
And people can fucking just say that for face value and really inside know that they think that motherfuckers are disgusting looking.
Now, if that's your issue to deal with.
Yes.
And I wholeheartedly agree. Now, if I was walking around here saying, ooh, light-skinned motherfuckers make my skin crawl. They just ugly as hell. Like, okay, clearly I have a problem because I'm light-skinned myself. Like, why the fuck would I even walk around and say that to begin with? Yeah. But I don't have no type of hate towards light-skinned people. I'm light-skinned. Yeah. I just... There's a light-skinned friend that I have right now that is very handsome. Yeah. Would I ever fuck him or even remotely think about him in that way? No. Yeah. I never... Anybody that I've ever talked to, my friends can vouch for me, have always been darker skinned. I don't know. And my dad is light-skinned, so we can't say, oh, well, what about your dad? My dad is light-skinned. My mother is dark-skinned. My brother is, like, brown-skinned. So, like, I have an array of spectrums. So it's not like, oh, my dad is dark-skinned, I want to date a dark-skinned man. No. Yeah. No.
There's some people that have well intentions, and there's some people that do not have well intentions.
And so how do we sort through that?
Asking them questions. That's why I always ask why.
Absolutely.
When like, would you ever date somebody bisexual? And I know. And then I ask you why. Most of the time, you be saying some biphobic shit. So, more of the story to close out this topic. Ask questions to get your answers instead of just going off of whatever the fuck people say. You might learn a few things about people.
I think you should ask questions too. I'm not for the attacking.
Yeah, I'm not for that either.
I don't like people attacking people and calling them an ism if that's really not the case. Yeah. Like, I'm not for that.
I think you can figure out if it's actually an ism if you ask questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
that's that.
Y'all stay black.
Yeah.
Period. Because I love being black. Black is
beautiful.
Not whack. It's very much in because they want to be like us.
Okay, so we're going to get to this mental health so that we can wrap it up for the week.
Okay, come on.
So, you know what I've recently been going through. It's always something. So, we talked about friendships a little bit last episode.
We always talk about friendships.
Yeah, because friendships just really become your life outside of yourself.
Right.
You can compare friendships to relationships. Like, whenever we talk about them, they're both synonymous, pretty much. So what I wanted to talk about kind of goes with colorism a little bit, because this theme of the mental health sector is checking your biases and self-reflecting on self before projecting issues onto others. I recently feel as if I've gone through that with conversations with friends, and so I kind of wanted to dive into that today on how that can really fuck up communication. So hypothetically, let's say I came to you, I was like, Lizzie, I don't like the way you was talking to me, and think you need to check yourself when you talk to me, because you be too disrespectful, and you feel like, damn, all I did was just hold you accountable for your actions, and I thought that we're friends. It should be a safe space to hold each other accountable. We've talked about this on the pod, holding friends accountable. So I think that some people, they come into situations or they express themselves to people, and sometimes they could be projecting their issues onto people and not even know it because they haven't self-reflected. What is your experience with projection? Maybe you've done it and you've realized, because you went through the self-reflection, like, damn, I was tripping, and I yelled at that person because money ain't right. I yelled at that person because I just lost my job, and really they ain't make me mad. My job made me mad. What's your experience with that?
I think. Oh, that just scared the. I think I prior, like maybe 2 years ago. I'm gonna say about 2 years ago. I think it was 2-3 years ago. I was going through some shit.
Yeah.
And I found myself lashing out on my boyfriend a whole lot. And it took me going to therapy to say, damn, I really fucked up. I ain't mean to do that shit. And I would just be like on his ass about the smallest shit.
Yeah.
Like, just mad.
Yeah.
Just fucking pissed. I don't know why I was pissed. Still to this day, couldn't tell you why.
Yeah.
But psychologically, like, I was just going through a whole lot. And so, like, any little thing would just agitate me.
Yeah.
Like, you breathe on my fucking neck too much. Get off me. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm mad.
Yeah.
You got me real pissed.
Yeah.
And so, in all honesty, I was just going through, like, some depressive stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I was struggling with my friendships. I was struggling at school. The pandemic was just starting up. I had lost my grandfather. A lot of shit was just going on.
Yep.
And so I started going to therapy, and I found myself like apologizing to my boyfriend, like saying, hey, I'm going through a lot right now.
Yeah.
It's time for me to be vocal about it and just let you know. And the riots had happened too. George Floyd had just passed.
Yeah.
The situation with Breonna Taylor had happened. And that was stirring something up in me because I started getting mad about that shit.
So this all happened while also experiencing a pandemic.
Yeah. And so I would be lashing out on him, and I would have to check myself, like, and I think that opened up a line of communication, like to say, hey, I'm having a really bad day today.
Yeah.
So just know if I'm a little on edge, this is why.
Yeah.
Or saying, hey, I'm fucking hungry, and if we don't get no food in 2 minutes, I'm finna be pissed. Like, it's just stuff like that, like being more honest with the person and just saying, hey, this is what's been going on. So, like, in your situation, if you just say, hey, I'm having trouble with, not you, talking about who we talking about. If you say, hey, I'm having trouble with friendships right now, I'm going through some shit, and I really just feel on edge about what we got going on right now because it's triggering me with the shit that I got going on.
Yeah.
Just say that. You know what I'm saying? Just just be like, I don't really know what type of shit you on, but this type of shit I got going on, and you adding on to that right now, and I don't really need that. Yeah. Because that helps, that can change the conversation so quickly. Yeah. And you could say, oh, well, I didn't mean to, or I didn't know you had that going on. Maybe we could talk about this another time, or maybe we could sit down and be more verbal about what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Instead, you automatically on edge, you automatically got your guard up because
reacting to shit that didn't even need that big of a reaction.
Didn't need that big of a reaction because you're triggered by what you have going on in your life. Yeah. And instead of just saying, this is triggering me, or I'm currently dealing with something that's similar to this, and I feel like you're kind of playing into that a little bit, you rather just lash out and project. Yeah. And so I think the most embarrassing thing, though, about projection is that you eventually realize that you projected and you're like, damn.
I got to make my amends. I
got to figure it out.
My rounds.
Yeah. You be like, damn, now I got to apologize.
G. You know, when I said you was a bald head hoe.
Right.
I really didn't mean it.
Like, I really didn't mean it. I know
you've been trying to grow your hair, G. Right.
My bad. Fuck you and your mama. Remember I said that? Like, I ain't mean that for real.
I love your mama,
right,
G.
Right. Me and your mama, we go way back.
I'm so sorry.
No, for real though, like, it really just, I feel like it take a certain type of person though.
Maturity.
Yes, it comes from a place of maturity because that same person me 2 years ago, I would still be going off if I didn't have the opportunity to grow. Yeah. And say like, oh, maybe I do need to check myself. Yeah. Maybe I do need to. And like, Quan never really went off on me about it. Yeah, he would never really go off on me about it. He would just say like, okay, babe, like whatever. But I could tell that like the space just wasn't the same. Uh-huh. And so I was just like, something is gotta, you know what I'm saying? And in friendships, I love to hold friends accountable. Yeah. Because it's just like, if I can't hold you accountable, then we probably shouldn't be friends. Yeah. So like, yeah, I just feel like you gotta, you really have to communicate. Yeah. And just be upfront with yourself. And if you're struggling with something, just say that. Yep. How you feel about it?
I mean, I'm pretty much on the same page with you. Yeah. I can recognize, like, the person I used to be when I was just senior year high school to Maya, to now 24-year-old. I was 18, so 24-year-old now to Maya. I've grown so much. Yeah. Tremendously. And it's just like, damn, I used to not talk at all. And now I have a fucking podcast. Yeah. And throughout that time, I went through therapy. I went through counseling just because I personally wanted to grow to be somebody that can have a podcast and have these conversations. Somebody that can be around a bunch of people that I do not personally like, but I still can get the job done and be there. Whatever. Nothing can fucking faze me. And I think that so many people need to do the work so that they can get to that point of unbotheredness. I've seen interviews of like Omarion talking about it recently, but like I really think I'm so close to mastering what unbotheredness is. It's probably going to be very scary moving forward because I think I'm going to lose more relationships with people that are not trying to get to that level of maturity that I think I'm at now. Because I can be mad as hell one day and recognize it that I'm mad in that moment of being mad. And tell somebody, like, gee, I don't feel like texting right now. I don't feel like talking. I'm going to hit you up after I play the game for a little bit, blow some steam off.
Let me get myself together.
18-year-old Tamaya, she would have been trying to force herself to be okay. Like, you deserve peace and solace. And you can deserve to not also bring anguish into other people. People don't need that shit if they had nothing to do with that. And I'm very cognitive and intuitive now. So that shit, I don't be disgusted that I'm around people that's not on the same level as me. I just want you to get here because it's so beautiful. It's so peaceful here. Yeah. Like when people be trying to get on that with me about shit, all it takes is a simple conversation with me. Because I am so understanding, so patient, so compassionate. And bro, I talk, bro, you can't fucking play with me, G. I might not look like it. Okay. But I am. And people from my past, they might not believe me because they still stuck on the person that I used to be. Right. But I am. The people that know me today and accepted me today, they will vouch for me.
I think that
you can vouch for me, so stop fucking playing.
No, I can. And I think what's interesting about me and Tamaya's relationship is that Tamaya has a certain diction and a certain way of saying stuff, and
it be fucking people up.
It really be fucking people up. But Tamaya has come to realize that about herself, that like the way she says things sometimes
the words I use
comes off kind of harsh. And so being around her and knowing that about her, somebody will bring something to me and say whatever she has to say. Like, for example, we was talking last week and somebody called me after we had the conversation. She was like, bro, I just want to check in and make sure we're okay. I said, Tamaya, we're fine. What are you talking about? We're good. She's like, oh, okay. Because I know my words can be kind of harsh. But, like, I know that about her now. So, like, I take everything she says, not with a grain of salt, but I can kind of put it into my own brain and be like, okay, she probably meant it like this. And not take it as harsh. But, like, somebody that just met somebody or somebody that don't understand that about her will probably be ready to fight this girl.
Gee.
But that's the beauty in friendship and being able to verbalize, like, hey, I don't want you to take this the wrong way.
Yeah.
And also you being able to call me and say, hey, girls, we good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And me being mature enough to say, hey, I'm straight.
Yeah.
Like, I understand we had to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it goes both ways. Like, you have to be able to verbalize, like, hey, I need to get this off my chest and I don't want you to take it the wrong way, but I really got to tell you. And then the other person being on the receiving side, like, okay, this I shouldn't take this too personal, but I still should probably reflect and, you know.
You got to teach people how to be able to communicate with you.
Yeah.
You can't just assume that I'm just this perfect communicator.
Yeah.
So if I was to ever come to you and I gave you a message and you didn't receive it well, but you think that I'm a good person,
mm-hmm.
you probably should communicate that to me. Like, hey, I think you had good intentions with what you were trying to say to me,
right? But
I personally didn't receive it that well. So I think that next time you want to give me something similar, you should probably say it like this so that it comes off better to my ears.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna know how to talk to you all the fucking time.
Right.
And you can't expect for me to just know how to communicate with every type of person.
Right. We literally do this when we meet a partner and we talk about love languages.
Yes, y'all learn y'all partners.
Yeah.
You gotta learn your friends, your family too.
Yeah.
I think I get the short end of the stick because one, people already point me out as being like this arrogant, cocky, perfection person.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, gee, I'm literally you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just working on myself and you're choosing not to.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are intimidated, just say that.
Right.
Because I'm willing to work with you.
Right.
But yeah.
Period. But I don't know. I feel like people always be on your ass. I be on somebody's ass too.
I mean, but listen, it's not that many words in my vocabulary. Like, I'm very intelligent, but sometimes being intelligent takes too much time to get your shit off.
Right.
I'm not a killer in the beat. I don't be knowing all the best words to use when we really talking or debating or anything sometimes.
Right.
And I just say what the fuck come to my head first.
Right.
But you know I'm a nice, kind-hearted person.
I feel like it's also up to the friend, though, to say, like, hey, like you said, I didn't like how you said that. You said it a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like, when we was talking about that situation in the car on the way from, where was we coming from? Storyville when we saw George.
Yeah.
You said something. I said, Tamaya, I don't think you should say it like that. I think you should reword that a little bit. But like Tamaya understand what I was saying. She said, okay, well, maybe not this, but you know what I'm saying? But
I'm always like, okay, how should I say it then?
Right.
I be calling Lizzie or Jazz and I'm like, gee, before I say this to this person, how should I say it? Because I know my weaknesses.
Right. Yeah.
Niggas gotta know their weaknesses and not just be weak. Just grow. Always want to grow.
Yeah. Because
one thing I don't want to do is have this back and forth of miscommunication. Like, let's get past
if you have a deeper issue with a person, you need to address that. Stop always trying to argue with somebody because of something that happened that you felt 6 years ago. Say something and just dead it and just move on.
Yeah. That shit ain't got nothing to do with 2021, 2022.
Just say it and just move on, because the more you hold on to it, it's going to keep agitating you. And in every situation that come up, y'all going to be arguing, when in reality, y'all not even arguing because of the situation at hand. Y'all arguing because you feel some type of way about some past shit. Like, just say it. Just fucking say it.
Period.
Communication. That's literally all it is.
It's really a two-way street for real.
It is a two-way street. Because you got to communicate, I got to communicate.
Yeah.
And you may not always agree with what the person got to say, but...
One thing, before we end, I want to say this because I think this is very important for people to decondition themselves for thinking that this is acceptable. The saying, I would never do that to you, take it out your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Throw it away in the garbage. I would never do that to you is trash. You don't know what you would ever do to somebody. Because when you actually in that moment, you don't know what you would do.
Right.
You can know yourself, whatever, but you don't know. If somebody was pointing a gun at you in your face right now, you don't know what you would do. Because it ain't happening right now.
Right.
And if I was to do something to you as your friend and you feel like I would never do that to her, you don't fucking know.
Right.
Shit changes all the time. You grow, you do whatever, you don't know. So throw that shit out the window because that's stupid. And to use that and weaponize that for telling someone that you disagree with what they did to you. Yeah. That's stupid.
And it's also just subjective too. Like, you can't sit up there and say, oh, I would never do that because you don't know how, whatever it is that you would never do. Let's say you did it. Yeah. You don't know how it would make me feel. Like, would I feel bad about it and want to talk to you about it? Yeah. Or would I just brush it off and be like, okay, I don't care.
You would never do it to me, but you might do it to somebody else. Right. You still would do it. Yeah. Like, niggas, like, throw that shit in the trash, bro. That shit is stupid.
Period. Well.
Hey.
Please stop. Don't do that no more.
What's our gym?
What's the gym?
What's the gym?
Let's see.
I guess
the gym to be.
Have patience with others.
That's the gym.
You like that gym?
Have patience. Some people don't deserve patience, though. What if you don't deserve patience?
Treat people with kindness.
As long as they treat you with kindness.
I think you still should treat them with kindness. Because
I'ma say
karma gonna always stay clean if you continue to have a clean slate with karma.
We're gonna talk about that the next episode. Is karma real?
Okay. Tune in to episode 13 if
karma real?
You want to join in with the conversation on Is Karma Real?
Period.
Thank you for tuning in.
Period.
This is the episode.
See ya. Period. Period. Out.
All right.
Just watch the damn podcast.